who have had really good seasons, either starting or coming off the bench. So, and the positives of Carly Turner turning the corner in the second half of the season has been fantastic for her, and I'm looking forward. I'm tipping an upset today.
Yes, why not?
The form the Cobras have been in the last week, and they've got a full group, except for we're missing, I'm trying to think of her name right now. It eludes me, but she's injured at the moment.
Is that Brooke
McGurgan, sorry.
Yep.
So, she'll miss the last game of the season, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward to such a good contest. We've got the bigger group, so let's see if we can take advantage of that early.
Well, that's it. The Braves will start with Megan McKay in the middle. Around her she has Abby Werung, Kelly Wilson, Tess Madgen, who was recently added to the Opal squad for the upcoming World Cup, so expect big things from her tonight. And then Cass McQueen's out there for the Braves as well. The Cobras going with Booth in the backcourt with Bree Watman at the point. Scherf, who has the ball now in the centre spot as usual, as Booth goes for the first three of the game.
Bang!
Net Georgia, Booth left wing off the feed of the post by Lauren Scherf, starts the game with a big triple.
Yeah, great kick out there by Lauren. Got double teamed and left the shooter open, and good for Georgia to make that big play.
A 20-piece last week as Madgen replies it for three of her own, so a shootout to begin with, a couple of threes, one either side.
Yeah, got to get out to her. She's all class offensively. You can't if you're not going to respect that, she'll make you pay.
Covers into Scherf again. She goes up herself this time. No good. Madgen rebounds. A few Cobras ahead of her, but she's going to take on Bibby anyway. Draws the contact. No foul. All left go, but the shot goes banked and off the front of the iron. Good defense, Chloe Bibby. Scherf, she pulls up just outside the elbow. That's Long Booth, the only one in there to rebound, and then draws the contact from McKay. And that'll be two shots for Georgia Booth to attempt to put her 5th points on the board in the very early stages of the first.
Yeah, good offensive rebound there by Georgia. Lauren Scherf playing the point guard duties on that play there and coming down and then taking a semi-contested shot, but good job Georgia to get in there for the O board.
It's called a Kobe assist, isn't it? Where you miss the shot and your teammate puts it back in for you. We'll put that. I'm not sure if there's an official statistic for that, but we'll count it in the booth here. Speaking of Booth, Georgia Booth goes 1 of 2. She'll get a second chance at the final shot though. There was a line break on the left side. I think it may have been either Madgen or may have been Werung actually. So one more chance for Booth to go 100%. Does just that, so second chance is good. Booth up to 5 points herself. Those are all the Kilsyth's 5 points. Bendigo on 3. Again, very early stages of the first. Wilson right side. She's got Booth all over her. Madgen now uses the screen, an illegal screen at that. Megan McKay's picked up her second foul. And we're less than 90 seconds into this, so she goes straight to the bench. Coach Alabakov's going to have to... It doesn't get to the sub-bench in time now. McKay's out of position. She's going to have to hustle back, but Chloe Bibby had the open 3, put it off the back of the iron, and now Bendigo's on a break. It's McLean taking off, and Watman goes long with a layup, and then it's tapped out of court by Megan McKay. Now the Bendigo sub will happen as McKay, who was very careful not to pick up her 3rd foul in that rebounding contest. She has a seat replaced by Erin Condren.
Probably a little lesson for all the youngsters playing out there.
Now that was interesting, as Watman is basically shoved out of court. The referee said play on, and Carly Turner had no one to pass it to, so she had to wear the 5-second violation.
Yeah, but Bree's leading too close to the baseline there, so she's got to start further out and give herself a gap, and we're going underneath the screen of an Australian shooter. I don't understand that at all.
Well, nope, and the Australian shooter does what she does, as Madgen goes 2 from 2 from the 3-point line now. Booth looking to do the same on her end. That's well long, but Bibby's the one in the right spot for the rebound. Kicks it back out to Booth. Scherf finds Booth on the back cut, and then the layup was just flopped on Booth's end. Easy pick up for Madgen on the boards. The pull in, Condren looking for the post feed. Had the seal, but the pass was long, and Werung threw it out of court. This time Watman's able to get the ball in. Tries to get it off early, but the pass was deflected. Now it's Madgen on the break. Now that's called unsportsmanlike. It wasn't a clear path because Carly Turner was ahead. The referee's called, he's certain that was unsportsmanlike. Watman saying, no, there was someone in between her and the basket. So regardless of that, it's going to be Test Magin at the line shooting 2 and they'll keep possession.
The referee's saying, if you're playing from behind, you're not actually having a play at the ball. So that's the reason for the intentional foul called, I believe. But if that was the case in domestic level and rep level, that call would be called 5 to 6 times a game.
There'd be a lot of empty free throws there, wouldn't there? As Magin goes up to 8 points all on her own. 2 from 2 outside the arc and 2 from 2 from the free throw stripe. And the inbound will be done by Werrung, who gets it into McLean. So they get their 14-second clock to work with. Magin to Wilson, beautiful feed, nice cut and a strong finish from Kelly Wilson.
Yeah, good back cut there. Georgia Booth trying to overplay Kelly Wilson and not let her have touches, but you've got to get in the cutting lane as well as the passing lane. Otherwise, you get burnt on the backdoor cut, just like what happened then.
And Bibby struggled to get it into Scherf, who eventually caught the post feed and drew the foul. Then that'll be on Cass McLean, so her first. Physical start to the game, both sides. So no one taking it lightly, despite the difference in ladder positions. As Scherf pulls up, no good, but it's Watman of the offensive rebound, so she will retreat and reset. Waiting for the Scherf screen. It's kind of a fake screen, but...
Great pass.
Good putback, Lauren Scherf. Now the pass, as you said, from Watman was right on the money. Scherf kind of panicked a little bit on the shot, but put it back herself, and she led to the stripe.
Yeah, Lauren Scherf just padding her stats there and getting an offensive rebound and a putback.
So, no, she's good for 20 and 10, I think, just about any time she steps on the court. Yeah. But doesn't matter how you get your 10, does it?
No, but great pass by Bree Watman. Nice little hook feed pass.
Magin to the hoop, fades away. Her first miss of the evening. Carly Turner reaches up and rebounds. Wilson put a bit of pressure on her, so she had to give it up to Georgia Booth. Scherf with the seal again. Easy 2, Lauren Scherf. Beautiful feed this time from Georgia Booth. 10 all, and then Bibby disrupts the pass and sets up a 5-on-5 down there to be Bendigo ball.
How about Kelly Wilson? What a stalemate in the league, both leagues, WNBL and NBL1. She's been fantastic for Bendigo and the leagues. And at the age of 38 and still running around having an influence and playing in a top team, it's just fantastic.
She would notice. I'll tell it later when there's a bit less action. I have a personal story with Kelly Wilson. Not a good one, but I'll tell it shortly. As Bendigo on the fast break, Abby Werrung from the right corner. It's a little long. It's Scherf that pulls in the rebound. Turner bringing the ball up. Couple of misses in a row now for both teams. Turner pulls up, has the space. That was short, as you called. Straight off the front. Werrung now to Wilson. Brings it up the court. Certainly doesn't look 38, I'll tell you that much. And then Magin just to the hoop with no resistance. Puts in her 10th points.
Yeah, too easy there. You can't give up that in the first pass of defence. Again, we talk about the importance of transition defence and having help defence set.
Boost 3 was long, looked to bank it. Don't know if it was deliberate necessarily. Wilson kicks the feed, Werrung's open, she goes for 3 again, same spot as before, same result as before, and misses. It's Scherf chasing down the rebound.
Cobras need to run some offense. Have come down 3 times in a row on one pass and shot it. And here we go again. And it looks good when it goes in. but when it doesn't, and you're on the back heel and you've got to get back on transition defense straight away.
Well, finally Bibby responsible as Wilson's down over there. I don't know exactly how that happened. I didn't quite see it. She's slow to get up, but she does get up. Meanwhile, the miss came on the Braves end. Another chance for Kilsyth to work on the break. Turner had a wide open Bikini, but she dribbled it into Bree Watman and then found herself open for the 3, no good. And Booth trying to fight for the rebound. Lands on Cass McLean and commits the foul. So it'll be Bendigo ball as Booth picks up foul number 1. We see a couple of people coming in now. There's Nikita Young and Sarah Haberfield check in for Booth and Turner. Erin Condren's coming out, replaced by Maddie Sexton for the Braves.
Yeah, so it makes them really small, the Bendigo Braves. So let's just see how they play that and how they play defensively. They're certainly going to have to double team Lauren Scherf if she gets it in the post. But then
definitely interesting as Sexton missed the mid-range jumper. Young, Haberfield, Sheriff open enough to shoot that. Big three, Lauren Sheriff caught it in rhythm and drained it from the top of the key.
Back-to-back threes for the Cobras to give them a 2-point lead.
Mid-stages of the first, so that pass is disrupted. It's tapped back by Bibby into the hands of Haberfield. She'll do the ball handling now on the break, but gives that off to Nikita Young. They'll set up an offense now. Bibby caught an early post feed. Fades right, nicely placed by Chloe Bibby.
They're looking to take advantage of the size factor at the moment with the smaller group of the Bendigo Braves on.
Chloe herself is at 6'2" or something, so she'll be going into the second tallest person on the court behind Sheriff, as Sexton was wide open top of the three, and despite the closing out of Chloe Bibby, Maddie Sexton puts it in from the top of the key.
Yeah, nice play, the little two-man game. But you've got to close out harder than that if you know that they're three-point shooters. That'll make them put it on the floor.
Sheriff ignores the handoff, decides to put it up herself from about 20 feet. Lauren Sheriff drills it. That's a very early three-point attempt. That one's no good. I think it was Magin.
Yep.
She gets it back now. She's got Sheriff ahead of her. Sheriff manages to stop it, but feed goes out. It's Werung now, right wing. That's a little long as well. It dribbles down to Watman in terms of rebounding. And Nikita Young, she's got one ahead of her. She'll look to take on Werung. Gets trapped. Good defense, Abby Werung. And then just stuck her hands in at the wrong spot at the end. So she did the hard work. And then just reached a little too hard and trying to reward herself. So that'll be the first personal on Abby Werung and the fourth team foul. I think that's a fifth, actually. So I'm counting on the scoreboard. I haven't put it up yet, but it will be Nikita Young to the line shooting bonus shots. A back and forth stuff at the moment. With 3 minutes left in this one, it's a pretty high scoring affair at 20-17.
Yeah, high paced, and probably the reason why Bendigo have gone with a smaller group. But from the Coppers' point of view, they've got to take advantage of that. And then down the other end of the floor, Bendigo will take advantage of bringing Lauren Scherf and Chloe Bibby out on the three-point line.
See there, now Scherf does have to match up with Maddie Sexton, who did hit one of the last threes. Nice cut inside to Werung. She's trying to muscle her way through Nikita Young and drags a pivot foot as she does so. And she's going to cop a delay game here as well, because she's just kind of neatly placed the ball without handing it to anybody. So, am I right? That goes to the whole team, doesn't it, the delay game?
Yes, it does, yeah.
It's an early one for the Braves. They're going to have to be very polite from now on. That was very close to going over the backcourt line, but did so safely. Nikita Young looking to pass inside to Scherf, and now there's a blocking cow. That'll be an illegal screen on Haberfield, I think. Yeah, so just trying to set that sort of guard screen in the key for Lauren Scherf, and Haberfield commits the offensive foul. Isis Lopes is coming in to replace Bree Watman, as Maddie Sexton's replaced by Megan McKay, who's back into the game. Again, fast-paced stuff. It's kilsyth by 5. We're getting towards the end of the first quarter. Wilson uses the McKay screen, pulls up from the free throw line, nothing but the back of the iron and net for Kelly Wilson. She wanted a little more from the referee, didn't come, but still 2 points in a successful field goal from Kelly Wilson.
Yeah, interesting sub back on for Megan McKay with 2 fouls already in this quarter. That's a very risky sub.
Ooh, yes, especially when you do have 2 fairly solid bigs on there. As Nikita Young's 3 from the corner went long. Wilson having to shout to McLean to catch that one. McLean gets to the hoop, rides the contact from Loeb. She doesn't like the call, but it will be 2 shots to be Cassidy McLean heading to the line.
So if I'm the Cobras right now, I'm looking to get Lauren Scherf in the low post, and thanks Megan McKay, and let her go to work. Because Mackay's going to do her best not to foul, and so she'll play a little bit softer, unless Bendigo double team again. But that's what, and then that will open up for somebody else. So let's just see what the tactics are and whether they're switched on in that area.
See, there's a 5-on-5 set coming up. We'll get a load of that as Haberfield getting a good static from McLean. McLean did go 2 from 2. Back cut to Haberfield, but the pass is a little long. She scoops it out. Sheriff, top of the key, 3. That was long. With the rebound's going to be tapped by somebody. I think, yeah, the Cobras will still keep it. It was last touched by Bendigo, but they do have 11 seconds on the shot clock. Sheriff had to do the fetching. She steps around McKay.
Great kick out. Great
beautiful
kick out.
pass, and then the
Oh,
Well, that was interesting.
Well-
The pass went out to Bibby. The shot everyone thought was going in, but only Scherf got in there for the rebound. And then the putback was, I'm surprised he got 10 feet off the ring, off the floor, to be honest.
a bit of a wedgie there. Nikita Young's overplaying. Got beaten defensively, but luckily for Lauren Scherf. I think she's out of gas, Lauren Scherf. Oh, that's a charge.
That's right at Ella. Impressive effort to make the shot, but Tess Madgen had been standing there for about 3 weeks by the time Nikita Young barreled into her. So offensive foul on Young. That's the 5th team foul. Better being offensive, it's not shots. Plenty happening. Would you have called that?
Yep. That's quite obvious. Good defense by Tess Madgen.
The 3 from Madgen was off, despite the fact that 2 of her defenders ran into each other, and Loafs and Bibby, and collected each other. Rare miss from Madgen, especially when that opened. That goes into the horn set. Again, the 2 bigs sitting outside the key, funnily enough, which opens Lopes up down there, but the defense from McLean was enough to put her right off. 47 seconds left in this one. Werrong, warned by Haberfield. Haberfield, the screen from McKay was summoned for 3 fouls. An interesting decision to set that screen, but effective.
Yeah, pretty legal, tough, fair screen. Sarah Booth's got to fight over the top of that to make sure, but there's got to be communication as well. So here we go. Here's
Taking down. Scherf goes right and right. That one nearly gets tapped back in by Cass McLean. Now the foul's going to be called in the rebound contest, and it's on McLean, who went over the top of Haberfield. So she will pick up number 2. And loose ball foul means it will be foul shots for Sarah Haberfield, who's either trying to avoid the free throws, although I think the referees, one of them's waving off the shots, one of them's calling the 2, but loose ball means it should be shooting. So Haberfield to the line. Rattles the first in. Haberfield on the entire season from the stripe is 2 of 4. Well, now she's 3 of 5.
Well, she just increased her percentage.
That's it. And now she's back.
Just decreased it.
And Scherf's put back. Again, that height advantage, she made the most of it, but the shot just didn't drop. So now Bendigo, 10 seconds left in this one. They've got the 1-point lead. They look to extend it on this possession. Wilson kicks it out to Werrong. She's missed a couple from there, but she won't keep missing them. And Abby Werrong, the 3 right on the buzzer. Bibby's going to try to get it off from half-corner time. It will not count. And the Braves will go into this one. I told her to lie with the last score check. They'll go up 1 point, 26 to 25 in what has been a bit of a shootout so far.
Yeah, it's been a very entertaining first quarter offensively. Both teams are shooting the ball quite well. The Kilsyth Cobras are shooting the ball, even though they've had 25 points, they're shooting the balls at 32%. Lauren Scherf leads that way. She has a double already, Aaron.
Ooh.
So Lauren Scherf has 12 points, 11 rebounds. She's up for a 50-point game and 40 rebounds.
Bill Russell numbers.
Now,
That's
is that
just
possible?
so.
But I think she's going to run out of puff, to be quite honest with you.
That's also playing 40 minutes of ball there, so.
And down the other end of the floor, Tess Madgen has 10 points. Werrong has, she has 5. Kelly Wilson has 4. And they're shooting the ball at 45%. So Bendigo shooting at a higher percentage. Cobras, a few turnovers. I've heard them a little bit. Be interesting to see. Probably Bibby and Lauren Scherf have played that whole quarter. So they've both played 10 minutes. We'll see if they've got the petrol on the tank to last the whole game. So we'll wait and see on that. But yeah, very entertaining first quarter.
Well, that's it. And we could be in for some small ball here, because behind Scherf and Bibby, the next fight's really probably either Carly Turner, who's kind of a 3 or a 4 in terms of position, and Abby Curtin, who's, I don't want to insult her when I say this, but maybe an undersized 4. So. Yep. And we've seen that Bendigo are willing to go small, so we could see some exciting stuff.
And so Lauren Scherf is coming out of the game, and Carly Turner comes back in for it. So there'll be a bit more outside focus. But let's see if both teams aren't running a lot of second and third side options right now. It's 1, 2, 3 passes and then looking to shoot it, and the opportunities have been there for both teams.
Definitely. We see Kilsyth coming out of this break. They'll go Haberfield, Lopes, Young, Turner and Bibby. The Braves are coming out with Wilson, Werung, Madgen, Sexton and McKay. Hang on, McKay, I really should have done my research on that. Madgen just finds a spot. No one came to her, so she kisses it off the glass and starts with a very early second quarter too.
Yeah, middle pick and rolls are hard to guard, and if you're going to go over the top of them, which you've got to be against Tess Madgen, well then the big's got to step up and show their numbers and either switch it if they get deep, if they pull up, and you've got to be there for the contest. But right now the Cobras having a bit of trouble with the middle pick and roll.
See if Bendigo
Here we go again.
There it is.
Going over the top. So that should be no communication.
That's it. By the time they both went to the ball, and that just left McKay and wide open underneath for two.
In my opinion, is both with Carly Turner and Bibby in that two-man game, it's like for like. So let's just switch it.
That's it.
They just switch it, and then no one gets an uncontested shot like that.
Bibby's shot missed, goes front iron, but Lopes was there. She tries to spin to the basket, and there was a wall of Braves there stopping that. So I don't know if that's a block or a steal, but either way, it's a Bendigo ball.
So Cobras in a little bit of danger here with 5 points.
Wilson open for three. Bibby closed out and just did enough to put the shot off. Young gets the ball up fairly quickly. Bibby had the mismatch underneath, but she fades away on the shot. Nicely rattles it in. Chloe Bibby for two.
Yeah, she's a very nice shooter, Chloe Bibby. One of the better shooters I've seen as a woman, but she's struggling to guard Tess Madgen. Tess is a lot quicker than her, and if you're not back on defense and then helping her out, that's the biggest thing. You know, you've got to have numbers back on transition defense to line up the ball to help her. So she picks up her first personal foul, but Lauren Scherf comes in. So I'm suggesting now that Carly Turner might pick her up.
First is good for Madgen. So that last whole possession, straight down the court for the layup and the foul, that was 4 seconds off the shot clock. So they were really looking, as you say, to use that speed advantage. We'll see whether that still exists with Turner on the court as Madgen goes 2 from 2 and puts her up to, I think, 12 for the night so far. Early stages of the second, so she's racking up the numbers early. Turner, Sexton on her, prevents that, causes the dribble, and then she just coughs it right up to Kelly Wilson. She's got Young to beat. Stops, loses the handle. Young's going to chase it out of court anyway. She may have got a hand to the original one, but it will be Bendigo ball with, depending on how you look at it, either a lucky escape from a potential turnover or a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, good hustle there by Nikita to get back and take away the driving lane of Kelly Wilson.
Madgen backing down Turner, finds McKay, blocked but fouled by Scherf. So Scherf will pick up her first. Megan McKay will head to the line. Throughout all of that, we saw Georgia Booth come back in replacing Haberfield. As you said before the game, Bendigo tend to only really go about 7 deep, and they kind of stick into that at the moment. So see McKay miss her first. Megan McKay's a St Mary's alum. She spent 3 years there with our very own Carly Turner, so it'll be interesting to see if there are any festivities between the two of them. Former college teammates. Booth went baseline, looked for the feed for Young, and that was tapped out of court, so it'll be Kilsyth ball on the baseline, still 19 on their shot clock. It's right over in the corner though, so they have to make their adjustments for the baseline play. It's lobbed into Turner. She puts it up from the free throw line, caught it in rhythm, but Nikita Young with a nice rebound, and then the lane just opened up for her to put it right back.
Yeah, good follow up there by Nikita, and nice put back on the finish.
Madgen just stared down Carly Turner, stepped back and drilled another three. That's her third for the night.
That's her 17th point for Tess Madgen, and she's the Achilles heel right now. She's keeping her team in front.
Booth saw Wilson go under the screen, but took her on anyway.
Offensive
and then
foul, yeah, she put the elbow out. Yeah,
kind of went a little too far than it should have. So Booth picks up her second. And already the third team foul, and we're only 2.5 minutes into this quarter. Abby Wareham comes back in for the Braves. She replaced Maddie Sexton, if I believe. Okay, back cut, looked for Madgen, but just a little too hot on the pass. It'll be a turnover for Bendigo and a kilsyth ball.
Yeah, right idea, and almost a good execution.
Too much flick on it, I think, as Booth has to figure out a way past Cassidy McLean. Does so, gets it to Lopes on the right wing. She's got Wilson on it. Looks for the cut inside to Young, who steps back, shoots it from about 15. The shot went about 17 and landed in the lap of Abby Wareham. Cross-court pass over now to McLean. Okay, had a seal against Sheriff, but kicks it out. It's Tess Madgen again, and I think Mark's voice said it all. Tess Madgen wide open, that's what's going to happen.
I don't understand that. You know, that's immaturity. You know, Georgia Booth's got to know who she's matched up on in transition, and I don't leave her. You know, because that's what happens.
Sure is now. I think that puts Madgen up to 19
points. Yeah.
And we've only played 14 minutes of this game, so she's in for a big one, I think.
Yeah, Lauren Scherf still stuck on 12 points and 11 rebounds.
Stuck on a double-double.
Yeah. Just a little bit of a story, as Cassidy McLean is a protege of mine. One of my time in New South Wales, basketball New South Wales. I used to travel to Newcastle, where Cassidy is from, and shout out to the McLean family. I used to stay there sometimes, and a good friend of Marty McLean used to play in the NBL. That's Cassidy's dad.
Yeah, right.
And did a lot of individual work with Cassidy McLean, and now she's I don't know whether she's in her fourth season or so with the Bendigo Braves, and had to leave home to make a name for herself and wanted to play in the Victorian League, and thanks the best. So well done to her, and she's doing great guns for both in the WNBL and in the NBL one.
Yeah, I was sort of reading through the week. She also had her issues with did an ACL at one point.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
All of that, what she's achieving now, coming off of that sort of injury, is pretty phenomenal. It's all that coaching, I guess. We are back into things here. Sheriff has got McKay in front of her. Looks to get it back now on the post. Fades away, goes left, drew some arm contact. Probably not the hardest foul you'll ever see called, as McKay picks up number 3, and it'll be interesting to see whether Coach Alabakov leaves her on the court at this point.
Well, it's probably not the foul that she wants to give up. Foul on the fadeaway jump shot. You know, that's...
So stand back and watch that, don't you?
Yeah, and to me that's a win for her, to make Lauren shoot that, but don't bail her out with a foul.
Sheriff makes the first. He's 78% on the season, so likely to make both, and does so. Just looking towards the Bendigo bench, and Erin Condren looks like she's getting ready to come back in. The only other height we've really seen from the Braves so far, so she'll assumedly take out Megan McKay, who has the ball now, looking to hand it off to Wilson. We've momentarily lost Booth, and then kicks it out to Cassidy McLean. That goes front iron, no good, but then she's going to end up with a read. No, it's Sheriff who gets down, and despite being, 6'6", has to get down to about 0'0" to get that. Watman now hands off to Booth. Turner, top of the key. He's got Madgen ahead of her. Now it's Watman looking to use the Sheriff screen. Doubles back to the left, pulls it up from about 12 feet. Contested, almost a hook shot almost. Didn't quite go for them. Back up the court now. Madgen with Turner ahead of her. Waits for the McKay screen, goes the other way.
Great
McKay,
pass.
just the beautiful roll and the nice pass, but it didn't drop for them. They'll go again though through Abby Wareham, top of the key. Kicks it out, Madgen. Fakes Turner out of her boots and then just puts it in from the right elbow. So another 2 for Tess Madgen. She's on 21.
Yeah, she's
she's on one.
Well, she's showing everybody why she's who she is, and an opal.
That's it. As a kilsyth fan at the moment, it makes you groan, but as an Opals fan, that's going to be real nice come September. Catch and shoot from Sheriff. That was about 20 feet away from the hoop, and she didn't hesitate. Madgen has to control the ball the other way. She's got Turner ahead of her. Now she's virtually isolated, top of the key, but she's looking inside to Wilson. Booth a little too hard in trying to spoil that. She'll pick up her third, pardon me. So I wonder if she'll sit at this point. Well, it's Isis Lapes is being replaced by Chloe Bibby at this point. And yeah, sure enough, Happyfield's coming off the bench. We will have a break because a timeout's called by Bendigo. They're up at the moment 40-33. Still a high-paced game the way we're going at the moment. We're up for Bendigo may well turn up and kilsyth could get close themselves. And that's very much led by Tess Madgen, who's up to 21 points in 14 and a half minutes.
Yeah, Bendigo Braves have a 14-8 quarter so far, Aaron. And Lauren Scherf, 16 points, 11 rebounds at 43%. Chloe Bibby, 7 points, Georgia Booth, 5 points, Nikita Young, 4. The Cobras are shooting the ball at 33%, which is probably not a game-winning percentage, you think.
You've seen worse, but you want to see better.
Yeah, normally if you're going to win the game, you've got to shoot the ball above 40%. And Tess Madgen's shooting at 21 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and is shooting it at 58%, and 4 of 7 from the three-point line. So can't complain about that.
No, not at all.
Waring's got 5 points. Kelly Wilson's got 4 points and 4 assists. So if kilsyth can step up and make Tess Madgen's shooting percentage drop and take away the scoring, then that might go a long way. Right now, you've got to know where she is, and we're in zone, and they don't know where she is, so that's disappointing.
Coming out of the timeout, Madgen a huge three. She's on 24. Now, she's got 8 field goals, 4 assists. Of the 15 field goals that Bendigo have at the moment, Madgen's either assisted or actually scored on 12 of them.
I don't understand that, whether you're in man or zone, you've got to know where the best player is on the court. That's just all part of your basketball IQ. And you've got to be able to guard that.
Wirrong was open, but the pass didn't quite make it to her in time. This is after Chloe Bibby caught the nice feed from Scherf and out of the sideline play scored it. But Wirrong now manages to turn Turner and loses the ball. The pass has tried to go out to Madgen. It's deflected by Bibby. 4 in the shot clock. Madgen's got to get to work. This is one of the first contested shots he's put up of the game and goes front iron. It lands in the lap of Abby Wirrong though, and they'll start again by Kelly Wilson on the right side.
Yeah, sometimes those chucks or those last second shots, they go hard off the rim and very difficult to box out or rebound.
Definitely difficult to read. It's going to be Watman. She passes off to Haberfield. The swing on the other side. Bibby hands off to Watman. Not a lot happening in the key at the moment. Not a whole lot of movement off the ball. So Watman goes to work herself, kicks it out. Turner contested 3 right side is way long. Caught by Madgen. Wilson went for the bounce pass across the court and then it
falls straight into Cassidy McLean's hands. And
is that an assist?
No, hit the ring. So but Bendigo have now opened up a game high 10-point lead. That's concerning for the Cobras, and then they go and turn the ball over.
Watman just ran into Abby Wirrong. It's Madgen now leading the break, kicks back, left wing, that goes short from the elbow, and then Bibby dribbled it off Tess Madgen's foot. It's inadvertent, so it's not a call, and then Condren got caught up by Haberfield. So clumsy on both ends at the moment. Haberfield finds an open Watman on the far right side, but she couldn't quite get the pass there in time. A little more was needed on it. And then in trying to prevent the Scherf screen, Erin Condren picks up a foul down there. So first whistle in a while despite the action. Condren picks up foul number 2. Maddie Sexton will come back in. She's replacing Cassidy McLean. Cobras will inbound from the side. It's not the same set they ran out of the last opportunity because that led straight to a basket, but it'll be Bibby kicking over to Haberfield. Haberfield, the screen went under, she put it up, that rims out, no good. Wirrong rebounds. It's Wilson. The bullet pass to Maddie Sexton was just a little too hard and turn over Bendigo.
Yeah, right idea, but she's probably a little bit too deep on that pass there. And a little bit of a stalemate in the game right now. Hasn't been a score for a couple of couple of possessions. The Cobras are really struggling to get into their offense. You're going to be predictable of point guard to wing pass. You've got to mix it up a bit. Bendigo doing it and you got Tess Madgen and an elite defender, an Australian defender. She's going to just read that.
Scherf gets a couple of spots on the iron and it drops in, so that puts her up to that's 18 for Scherf with her 12 rebounds.
Yeah, she gets to use a friendly roll, as we call it.
It's one. And Madgen again, open, that goes front iron though. She's missed a couple now. Can't rely on that to continue to happen. Scherf has to do the dribbling herself. She can't find an outlet. Kicks it into the seal of Bibi, goes up with her left, goes up too hard, loses her balance on the way through. Condren picked up the scraps of that rebound. Wilson now. Haberfield ahead of her, but she's going to slow down and set up the offense. We're on into Madgen now. Nice feed to Maddie Sexton, who goes from mid-range and puts it up over Bibi for two.
Yeah, great pass by Tess Madgen. She saw the double team, saw Bibi coming, and then found the open man, and then a nice finish.
Haberfield looked to the side of Scherf, but that goes maybe a bit forced. It goes short. Werung again pushing it up the court, but she's going to have to retreat to Madgen. And then wide open right-hand layup, left-hand side. Tess Madgen up to 26. Whew, she's on for, I don't want to jinx it, but she's on for 50.
And that's to be sitting here as a Cobra. It's disappointing to watch how easy she's getting them. You know, it's probably her third uncontested layup in a 5-on-5 game, and probably had 3 or 4 threes that were uncontested, and just basketball IQ people not knowing where she is and closing out hard. I find that disappointing.
So I would say they can take that to training and work on it next week, but for the Cobras there is no next week, so they might have to sit with them for the summer possibly. That is Madgen up to 26.
26, yeah, 26 and 3 rebounds and 5 assists. That's not a bad first half. Take that any day of the week.
That's not a bad game.
And the next best is Werring with 5, Wilson with 4, and Cassie McLean with 4. So for the Cobras, Scherf's got 18 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists. Chloe Bibi with 9 points. Booth with 5 points, and Nikita Young with 4. The Cobras stuck on that 33% shooting percentage compared to now the Bendigo Braves are up to 47%. So there's the reason why they got a 12-point lead. That they're just shooting the ball quite well, but you can do that if you're waltzing in and getting easy layups, and you're getting uncontested threes.
That's just it. Yeah, I'd like to see the points in the paint. I'm going to try to see if I can find that as Bibi puts up the 3 out of the baseline play and does so successfully from the left wing. Just Chloe Bibi.
Yeah, a very well-timed 3 for Chloe Bibi, because the club needed it.
That's it.
They need a couple more right now. But now no communication on the defense, and then we give up another layup.
Turner committed that foul. Madeline Sexton will head to the line to convert the 3-point play. Those are the 12 points in the paint for the quarter for Bendigo. So there's 6 field goals right there that are coming from the restricted area. Sexton will head to the line again to try to pick up the 3rd point in this play. Does so successfully. And that negates the Chloe Bibi 3. The margin's back out to 12. We've got 38 seconds left in this half.
Was that a 3-point play? The old-fashioned way?
Robbie's pretending to ignore us.
Robbie's been a bit quiet with those 3-point plays this last few weeks.
Rodman had to put up with a foot on the line. That fell short, and then Werung bobbled the ball out of court. Now, there'll only be a 14-shot clock for Kilsyth. So it won't be the last possession unless they cop an offensive rebound out of it. I think Coach Lowe will have a try at drawing up a play and making sure that they can make the most of this possession. Again, they're down 12. 20 seconds left in this one, but a 14-second shot clock, so it may well be that Bendigo end up with the last possession of this one.
So what's your story about Kelly Wilson?
Oh, yeah. So, many years ago, this is probably...
Well, she's 38, so...
Well, yeah, but Careful, I'm 37. Yeah, I think I'd just come out of uni and I went for a job with Country Victoria Basketball and I got interviewed by, I think it was Pat Hunt back in the day or something.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they got a really good feeling from it. And I'm like, oh, I might be a chance here. And then they called me and they were absolutely lovely. And they said, look, you didn't get it. Sorry, we went with someone else. And yeah, it was Kelly Wilson. So she became a community development coordinator. She looked after a lot of the associations, which I think meant driving around and making sure the smaller ones had all their set up, good and ready to go. But yeah, she muscled me out of a job.
Oh, well, history says it was probably a good decision by the Bendigo.
An amazing decision.
Keep her up there. And
she's still in Bendigo now. So,
yeah, and probably doing the same job.
This was, I'm trying to think of the year. I reckon it was like 2007. So, yeah, no, they chose wisely, I'll tell you that much. 20 seconds left in this one. Lob pass into Scherf. She catches despite the resistance. Turner, Watman, open left wing. That looked left the whole time. And it's going to be Ware on rebounding it. She kicks it out now to Sexton. Doesn't use the clock, and Turner blocks it out at court. I guess that's the benefit of putting up an early shot with the clock running down, is you get a second chance for it when Carly Turner swats it out of court. And then Haberfield got a hand to it, so it's going to end up right in the backcourt. 4 seconds for Madgen to do something with it. She's going to get a long pass up to Wilson. She's got Carly Turner ahead of her. Couldn't quite control the pass. And that'll be it for the first half. The Bendigo Bros open a 12-point lead, 52-40 behind the hot shooting hand of Tess Madgen, who sits on 26 points, was it, Mike, did we say? Yes. 26 at the moment.
Yeah, 26 points, and so she's got half the score of the Bendigo Braves. 52 points is good going in the NBL 1. They're on a target for over 100, and that's where you don't want to be defensively, because that...
but at the moment, Ringwood just ahead. And the other one I'm keeping an eye on is the men's game between Frankston and Diamond Valley, where Diamond Valley have to win to stay in. And at the moment, it's Frankston by 6 in what's approaching the late stages of that. So some interesting stuff happening in both the women's and men's, but let's focus on the women ahead of us at the moment as Kilsyth has started this third quarter. Rotman is 7 on the shot clock, lobs it to Bibby. She catches low, and then it was stripped out of court. Now, Kelly Wilson saying it came off of the foot of Bibby, but nevertheless, the Cobras have 5 seconds to be able to make something out of this baseline play. We've started with Watman, Young, Lopes, Bibby and Scherf. Goes into Scherf. She's got 3 to work with. Kicks it out. Chloe Bibby, top of the key. Big 3, Chloe Bibby. The perfect start for the Cobras to the half as Chloe Bibby picks up another 3.
Yeah, need a couple more of those, but that's a good start for the Cobras. Good offense. Sharing the ball. Now they've got to step up and play the D.
Cassidy McLean replies immediately with a 3 of her own.
Too much time and space.
Was wide open in that corner, so the 12-point lead that Bendigo took into this second half is restored. Bibby over to Lopes. Lopes gets to the hoop herself and puts it up over Kelly Wilson and in. Isis Lopes for her first basket of the game.
Yeah, nice finish there by Isis.
We're on now, right wing. Uses the McKay screen. She kicks it over now to McLean in the corner. Finds some space. McKay, middle of the key, but that one goes off the iron a couple of times. And Akita Young went to save it, but stepped on the line. And what looked like a setup for a fast break for Kilsyth is now going to be a Bendigo ball, and they've got a full 14 to work with. It's going to be Wilson inbounding. And that one goes way over the head of, I think it was Tess Madgen. So McKay will do the honours now. She'll just see it out of court. So Kilsyth ball will be right on their baseline, and they'll have their 14 seconds to work with. Oh, no one touched it, actually. That's my fault. I thought someone got a hand to it, but possibly not. So Cobras will start on the opposite baseline. They'll have 24 to work with, although the refs are going to have a chat about that. So are they chatting, or are they just looking at each other? I'm not sure actually who's talking. The refs could not be any further apart on the court because the players had to be nice and stretched out. But I
think they don't even know what the rule is.
There you go.
If no one touched the ball, then it goes from where the ball was thrown out from.
Everyone's just kind of looking.
Where it was last touched.
So it will be the full court that the Cobras have to cover, with their full 24 to do so. Watman picks up her dribble. Now she has to get Nikita Young to come and help. She's got Wilson all over her, and then finally, travel is called. Nikita Young can't believe it. Really, really high pressure defense from Kelly Wilson, and she causes the turnover. She does not look 38. She's moving like she's like 24.
Yeah, she's fantastic athlete, and such a great leader. Wants to make her teammates better. Real competitor.
Just imagine just past that 14 metres.
Yeah, nice skip pass.
Oh, it wasn't ever. Another 3 for Cassidy McLean, her second of the quarter.
The other thing about Kelly Wilson is she's a winner.
Very full trophy cabinet. Nice move by Bree Watman to get herself open from the left side. I think that's her first point for the match as well. Yeah, she might have a trophy room, Kelly Wilson, as opposed to a trophy cabinet. I have neither. Imagine finds McKay underneath, and she goes up strong for 2, Megan McKay. So the lead's out to 13 now. I think that may be as big as it's been for the game so far. Isis Lopes, quick fire 3, that's back line, no good. Werung rebounds, that's her 8th, I believe. And then the long pass to Wilson, and Lopes got a hand to it. She managed to control it, but did step on the sideline, so it'll still be Bendigo ball. And they'll have the 14-second shot clock.
Yeah, good hustle there by Isis Lopes. Unfortunately, didn't come up with the steal.
This time, Magin caught it. She's got Bibby right there, so the defense has been found, and then Magin just uses the speed advantage, I should say, gets right by Bibby and puts in the 2.
Too easy.
Magin up to 28. Scherf ignores her handoff, kicks it out to Bibby. Bibby looks to fade away. She does that well, but that one rims out, and then McKay pulls in the rebound. Not often does Lauren Scherf get out rebounded, but that time McKay had her body in the right spot.
Nice.
Wilson, no-look pass. Nice find to McKay underneath, and Culver's up to call timeout because his lead's blown out to 17.
Yeah, good. Great for opening minutes there by the Bendigo Braves. They've really put the foot down and done some great job down the defensive end, but more importantly down the offensive end. They just keep racking up points. For them, Tess Magin's out to 28 points at 56%.
Yeah, my stats lit up as well. Was it a 12-7 quarter so far? So a pretty big run by the Braves to begin with. But of those 12 points, I don't know if Magin's scored 2 of them, but otherwise they've come from
Megan McKay had a couple underneath the rim.
That's it. A couple of 3 balls from Cassidy McLean as well. So the lead being spread a little bit more, but still very much driven by Tess Magin, who's up to 7 dimes for the game now. For the Cobras, as your computer has a little bit of a hissy fit there.
Yeah, not loading.
No, that's all right. Well, Scherf's on 18 and 13 at the moment. She's got 3 assists to go along with that as well. Bibby's up to 15. And Chloe Bibby's shooting 6 of 11 from the field. And then not a whole lot after that. We go down to Nikita Young with 4 as, Georgia Booth with 5 as the next most prolific scorer. So we'll have to see whether any of the other Cobras come out of the shooting slump that they kind of find themselves in at the moment. At this quarter, at least. Scherf now right side, kicks it over to Turner. Booth looking underneath. Scherf caught it, whether she likes it or not. Bree Watman kind of looks at the bench and goes, was that what I was supposed to do? Because that hit Scherf right on the chest, and
it was a pie with a splasher in the face.
It was a beautiful pass because it left her wide open under the hoop. Werung out to Magin. And rides the contact from Bibby, who she's saying that was initiated by Magin, and it may well have been, but it could have been that Bibby was out of position. So Chloe will pick up her second, and Tess Magin will head to the line where she, of the evening, is, what is she, 2 from 2, I think? She's 4 from 4 from the line at the moment.
Yep, she's done 4 of 4.
Misses the first, rare miss. Her average on the season, if she makes her second one, so up to 29, she averages 27.6 points a game. I think that's about as prolific as it gets at this level, but she's already eclipsed that with 3/8 of the game to go. Bibi catches the... she had the seal on Madgen there, and manages to reverse the outcome down the other end, where she draws the foul on Tess Madgen, and now Chloe Bibi will head to the line.
Yeah, good call by the referee. Tess Madgen just brought her hands down. A good catch by Chloe Bibi underneath the rim. And hopefully she makes both free throws.
Does so with the first. Maddie Sexton's in for the Braves. She replaced Cassidy McLean. Bibi goes 2 from 2. That's the deficit they faced down to 14. Need Wilson to do the ball handling. Sexton and now Madgen. Again, just looking to get past Bibi. That time Bibi did well to stay in front, but then the rebound just was outworked by Megan Mackay, and then the ball was stripped loose. Pulling up was Watman, went long on the 15, or probably 10 foot, and Nikita Young goes right over the top of Maddie Sexton, and one would imagine that'll be an over-the-top foul, and Kilsyth will be getting back on deck. Nikita Young's second personal foul. So mid stages of this third quarter, it's Bendigo by 14. A slight extension of their 12-point half-time lead. Wilson hasn't stepped off the court so far. She'll get it back off the feet, and it's stripped out by Nikita Young, who tried unsuccessfully to convince the referee that it should have been a copper ball. I don't think anyone really believed it, if I'm going to be honest. 11 on the shot clock as Wilson tries to use the horns at the top of the key. Young gets caught in the second McKay screen, but Abby Weirung on the right wing puts it up, no good. Rocket outlet pass, just made the difference to Carly Turner, who then pulls up and goes left on the shot. They were not in any semblance of an offense there, but Turner saw an opportunity and that one didn't drop for her. Wilson Madgen now, she's got Turner ahead of her, uses the McKay screen. It puts up the floater, that's no good, possibly a little forced as Sheriff pulls down rebound number 13. 14. Now it's Young in the corner. Trying to give herself some space. Now gets into the hoop and then scoops it up and over, but that goes back iron and no good. So Young got to the hoop where she does a lot of her damage, but that one not quite working out for her. Kelly Wilson explores a little bit, finds herself open. Sheriff had to try to stop the shot, but did enough to put it off, and then Megan Mackay had the mismatch down there against Bibi and makes the most of that.
A good seal there and good patience there by Bendigo Braves.
So I think Wilson probably dribbled about 20 odd times in that possession, and as you say, the leader she is, she just managed to sort it out for her team. 1 minute to Sheriff, a seal of her own, but that one's short. She just has to reach over the top of Maddie Sexton to put on the rebound. It does so another 2 for Lauren Sheriff. 22 and 15 for her. Wilson looking to get to Madgen, but she's been worn a bit more by Bibi than anyone really wore Tess Madgen in the first half. So Madgen went backdoor, and eventually the feed was given to Megan Mackay, but she'd been in there a while, and the ref calls 3 seconds. So a good defensive set for Kilsyth. Haven't been able to say that too often tonight. As Watman and Young are replaced by Haberfield and Georgia Booth to replace the Cobblers backcourt. Booth provides the help as the ball couldn't get into Haberfield as the point guard, so Booth will take over the duty. She's got a couple of screens to choose from here. She uses the Bibi one to the right, pulls up. No one came out to stop the 3, but that fell well short, and the rebound dribbled off of the hands of Turner and out of court. So a little too open for Georgia Booth to pass up, but the result was definitely not what she was hoping for.
Yeah, they're going underneath the on-ball screens. Bendigo, they're hedging their bets with whoever's playing the point guard position. And they've got a tech foul on the floor.
So Chloe Bibi was trying to deny the ball to Madgen, did so illegally, and the foul was called. But then in trying to draw attention to the foul, Tess Madgen picks up the tech foul. So it'll be Bibi heading to the line to shoot one. She committed the foul. Now she'll do the shooting honours, and I believe will take possession from there.
Oh, I wonder how that works. Chloe Bibby got the foul, and then Tess Madgen gets the tech foul. That's interesting. And obviously a reaction. Referees, I did see the referees early in the game tell everybody to stop chirping. So Chloe Bibby gets the free throw, but Bendigo get possession back.
Every time I reckon I get my head around the tech foul rule, it changes. Whether it was 2 shots, 2 in possession, 1 in possession, 1 in no possession, but I'll get there in the end. It's Madgen to inbound, still checking out now. A lot of action off the ball. The refs are saying, hey, cut it out. Haberfield and Wilson are involved. Wilson does get the inbound in the end. The switch on the screen, they switch back to it, and then Georgia Booth did enough to disrupt the pass getting to Erin Condren. Now the ball is loose on the floor. Both hands on it when it touches the baseline, so it is a jump ball situation. Bendigo has the possession arrow and 10 seconds on their shot clock. So another good disruption by the Cobras on defence. Starting to see a bit more of that.
They've gone in their zone from the out of bounds. So good pressure there by Georgia Booth.
Cut the pass off, and now the Braves have 6 seconds to work with something, and the inbound will come from about 30 feet from the hoop. Straight to Madgen, because why wouldn't you? Kicks it into the corner, and there's Cassidy McLean just inside the three-point line, but the shot is short. Bibby picks up the rebound on a half volley. They've got numbers of Cobras, but Bibby decides to outlet back to Scherf. Scherf takes one dribble, puts it up from length, no good, but Haberfield will chase down the loose ball. 12 on their shot clock still. Booth, tempted by that shot, still tempted, but she gets it into Scherf. And Scherf puts it up, just turns, stops and pops, and another 2 for Lauren Scherf, 24 for her.
Well, Kilsyth, they've got to keep the scoreboard ticking over, but they've got to get stops down the other end and in a row. You know, that's been their Achilles heel, getting stops in a row.
Madgen takes on Bibby, and Bibby goes too hard. She's going to fight it, but she definitely caused the contact there. So another 2 to the line for Tess Madgen, where she's 5 of 6 on the night. Abby Wareham comes back in, replacing Maddie Sexton. I think Isa Slopes may check in as well if she makes it to the bench in time. She does not, so that'll have to wait. Again, Madgen 5 of 6 on the line tonight. That's 5 of 7 now. She misplaces her first. This one is to crack the 30 mark with 12 and a bit minutes left in this game. And she does successfully. So she's up to 30. Now the Isa Slopes sub will happen. She replaces Chloe Bibby, who is on 4 fouls now. So they'll want to put her on closer to the end, especially if they want to eat into this lead and be competitive in the last couple of minutes.
He's got to chip away the Cobras.
Georgia Booth only got it over in time with about a second to spare. It's Kelly Wilson disrupting the defence there. Now the feed into Scherf is a little high even for Lauren. Kicks it out wide open is Carly Turner for 3. That goes left. Scherf tries to tap the rebound to herself. 3, 4 taps. Isis Lopes got in there as well, but at last came off from McLean. So Cobras will keep the ball. 14 on their shot clock.
That's a good shot, you know, inside out offence, and that's Carly's shot. Just, you know, we'll hope for her sake that she gets a hot hand in the last 11, 12 minutes of this game.
Booth's inbound pass was cut off by McLean, so she'll have to try now from the sideline. Still 14 on the shot clock. No time taken off in that exchange. The referee's explaining to Kelly Wilson that's less than a second elapsed. Booth into Scherf. Scherf kicks it out. Turner, extra pass. Isis Lopes, left wing 3. That's a bit long. It lands in the hands of Erin Condren. And Abby Wareham will look to bring the ball up the court. She's got Scherf to beat. Looks to back her down. Is completely mobbed, so she's got to kick it out to Cassidy McLean. Now Kelly Wilson on the left. Looking for the Madgen screen. Gets in there. Haberfield stayed with her, and then Wilson put up a shot. No good. Haberfield with the rebound out of that. She gets it out to Booth on the other side of the court. And Booth waves off the Scherf feed. Lopes, right side. That one's much better. Isis Lopes for 3. Now that brings the deficit down to single digits. It's now a 9-point game, and Kilsyth starting to eat into this Bendigo lead a bit more.
Yeah, they've got to keep Bendigo scoreless in this last minute, and hopefully pick up another 3 or 5 points, and put them right in touch in this for this last quarter coming up.
Sideline ball via Abby Wareham. It's straight into Madgen. She had Lopes on her, so Madgen just shot over the top, and About 4 seconds after you said that, Mark, the Braves pull out the field goal.
Yeah, but guess who? You know, the Achilles heel so far tonight. Tess Madgen just absolutely tearing the Cobras apart.
32-8 as the pass from Sheriff was picked out. Werung tries to take on Sheriff. Sheriff blocks that. It lands in the lap of Hatterfield. Now Cobras on a break. They've got a 3-on-2.
Let's see what they get out of it.
Lopes, extra pass into Booth. And then she's blocked by Cassidy. McLean coming down to help and get her hands in the right spot.
Yeah, nice block there by Cassidy coming over to help. And Georgia probably should have taken the mid-range jump shot. It's uncontested.
Hatterfield uses the Sheriff screen, but Sheriff leaned into that and going to set that one standing side onto the D, so she'll pick up an illegal screen foul, and that will be her second of the night. 24.4 on the game clock. And with Bendigo having a full 24, this will may well be the last possession, as Kelly Wilson's in no rush to bound it over the halfway line. Uses the Condren screen, kicks out, a little bit wide for McLean, but she puts it up anyway. That's left iron, no good. Now 8 seconds left for Turner to work with. She's going to hold it up, look at the someone to pass it to. The pass is cut off by Tess Madgen. 1 second left. Is she going to get it up? She'll put it up. It will count, but it is well short. And an 11-point game going into three-quarter time. The Cobras eat into the 12-point half-time deficit, but only just. And the Bendigo Braves in the box seat to look to maintain their position on top of the ladder going into the last day of the regular season tomorrow.
Yeah, good third quarter by the Bendigo Braves. Have outscored. Well, actually, they've been outscored by the Cobras by 1, but it's not enough. We've got Lauren Scherf with 24 points, 16 rebounds at 47%. Chloe Bibby, 18 points. 4 rebounds at 54%. And then the next best is Georgia Booth with 5 and Nikita Young with 4 and Isa Slopes with 5. For the Bendigo Braves, we've got Tess Madgen, who we've been speaking about, with 32 points, 3 rebounds and 8 assists at 53%. Cassidy McLean with 10 points, 2 rebounds. Megan Mackay with 9 points, Madeline Saxon with 8. So Tess Madgen is just destroying the Cobras and really keeping them at bay. Every time the Cobras
come and take their spot in 8th, so as well as a host of other teams depending on other results. So exciting night in NBL 1, and we'll try to keep you on top of that as much as we can from Kilsyth. Again, the point here for the Braves is they want to try to stay on top of the ladder. They've got a 1-game advantage over the Mount Gambier Pioneers, but they've also got one more game to play, I should say, after this one. So that's going to be a tight spot between 1 and 2. Now the Cobras will start with the ball, even though the original setup was for the Braves to begin with it. Cobras running some screens straight out of the three-quarter time break, and then the pass over to Booth was pass to where she was, so she had to backtrack, and then Sheriff, she got around McKay and then just dribbled that one out of court. So a turnover to start the quarter for the Cobras, not the ideal way to start. The Braves will look to make an early extension of their 11-point three-quarter time lead.
Yeah, right idea there, but just unfortunately for Lauren Scherf, she mishandled the ball.
Madgen uses the McKay screen. And she's backing down Lopes, managed to get her feet and then just fades away and just puts it up in the face of Isis Lopes. 34 for Madgen.
She knows where the hole is.
Oh, she just keeps putting in. She's 11 of 22. No, sorry, she's 12 of 23 now. So shooting above 50% with a high volume of shooting. That's going to end up with a lot of points for you, isn't it? Booth, 5 on the shot clock. She's got to get to work. She gets stuck underneath, finds Lopes, but her shot can't hit the ring and ends up in the hands of Cassidy McLean. She looks to take on Bibby, thinks against it. She'll kick back out to the point guard and Wilson. The Bendigo Braves bench does the towel work. The 12-1 girls lacking a little bit there. Cass McLean got to the hole and it just rimmed off the front of the iron and no good.
Yeah, unlucky there for Cass, and a nice little shot fake and move. She'll be disappointed with that finish.
Bibby looked for the early 3 that went back iron. Williams racking up some boards as well. I think that may be her 9th. Okay, now she's not going to take advantage of the room offered to her by Scherf. Wilson still got Booth ahead of her. The push-off goes uncalled, but then the foul was... I mean, the shot was no good. Scherf with another rebound.
Now the veteran gets the no call or the call at times.
Scherf puts up another early 3. That one goes fine iron and no good. Back out to Wilson. Kicks it up early to Magin. Steps back. And that one, I don't know if that's hit the ring at all.
That's probably her worst shot for the night. Tess Magin, she's looking a bit tired. She played a few minutes and getting those shots off, taking a bit of energy out, and to see that Bendigo were getting a bit tired. This is what happens when you only play 7 players. Again, there's still plenty of time. 10-point game with 7 minutes 40 to go. I think the coach from Bendigo, I think he's at Mark. He's seen that his team was lagging a little bit that last couple of plays, so he's called a timeout to give them a bit of a refresher and talk a little bit of tactics.
Now, not that it necessarily will matter, but that leaves them one less timeout to use at the end of the game if they need it. So, fourth quarter timeouts early on can be risky, but if that steadies the ship and they can manage to extend the lead, then it all pays off, I guess. The crowd's starting to get into it. MC Robbie Mason doing his best to get the crowd going. That may be what the Cobras need to be able to eat into this double-digit lead that they face. As it stands, again, imagine 34.8 assists. She's 12 of 24 from the field, so very efficient in her prolific scoring effort. Ably backed up by Cassidy McLean on 10, Megan Mackay on 9, and Maddie Sexton with 8, and then the list goes on for a couple of contributors from there. So as much as the damage has been done by Tess Magin, she does have the help there. And that's the reason why they earned 72 points with still 7.5 minutes left in this one. Werung got herself to the elbow, dishes off to McLean, goes over the top of Scherf and puts it in off the glass nicely. Megan McKay. Yeah,
nice finish there by Megan McKay on the run. A nice pass.
Whiteman has to go to Bibby, top of the key. Now it's going to be Booth. Wilson right up in her grill, so Booth takes advantage, gets the step and draws the foul. Cassidy McLean's going to nod and accept that one. So Georgia Booth will head to the line. Try to get that deficit they face back down to 10 points. So Booth is 80% from the line this season. 16 of 20 as it stands. And that one goes back iron, so that'll dip a little bit. She'll look to split it here and make this an 11-point game if successful on this one. And she is, so it's 63-74. Werung into Wilson. So 7 minutes, again, not insurmountable, but the Cobras do have to keep that scoreboard ticking over if they're going to try to eat into this lead. And Werung, she had the position, and then from behind and out of nowhere was Bree Watman blocking that one.
Yeah, nice block there by Bree. She got caught, as you said, got caught out from behind, but able to get a piece of the ball.
And then Bibby muscles her way to the hoop and kisses it off the backboard and eats into the deficit a little more. It's now 9 points.
Yeah, a couple of stops in a row will tighten things up for the Bendigo Braves. But
what a
nice pass, a nice finish.
Cassidy McLean, I think she was a little further under the ring than she realised, so she really had to reach for that and did so very nicely.
Yeah, Cassidy's coming off, I think, a 30-point game last weekend, Aaron, and
so you've got to replicate that on the other end as Nikita Young, but no good. Oh, look at that! Yeah, I just didn't see that stat line as I guess. So imagine, and that shot rims out. I thought that was in for all money. A full court pass,
nice
and
pass,
Young just couldn't put it in at the end, and she's frustrated with herself.
Got to make those if you're going to chip away at that lead.
Oh, that's it.
That was a gimme.
Yeah, McLean last week 29.7 boards, 4 assists. She stuffed the stat sheet then, and obviously very capable of putting up 30, as you say. Werung, she puts it up with Not a whole lot of resistance, but it's McKay who pulls in the rebound, and they'll get another 14 to work with. Here is McLean. Looks it out. Imagine fakes the shot. Looks to dump it into McKay, but Sheriff read it. Picks it off. The Cobras outnumbered on this trip down the court, but they'll look to kick it into Booth. She thought about it, then she went with a three. Georgia threw for three. And suddenly, it's down to 8.
You got to keep plugging away. They've got to keep pushing the ball. Got to keep making Bendigo earn their buckets.
Imagine trying to get past Young, kicks it out to McLean. McLean looking to use the advantage, and Bibi's just picked up her 5th. She had the arms up, but she was moving, never really had position. So great move by Cassidy McLean, and Chloe Bibby will have to slowly make her way to the bench because that's it for her.
Yeah, she'll leave the game with 20 points, 6 rebounds at 53%. Not a bad night out in 28 minutes, but now it's up to Carly Turner to pick up the slack in the last 5 minutes, because at the moment Carly's scoreless. Aaron, she hasn't scored tonight.
Uncharacteristic.
But that's not to say she can have an impact in this last 5 minutes.
And I think we saw that early in the season. She the scoring really dried up for her, but she really contributed in so many other ways, especially on defense. As that foul on the blow-by was called on Kelly Wilson. That's her 2nd. So in terms of foul trouble, obviously Bibby just was had to head off now. Sheriff puts the spin move on, open. It was Nikita Young, top of the key. That was long from the moment it left her hand, but Sheriff read it. Now she'll put up the 3 from the right side. That was better. Lauren Sheriff with a big 3 off the feed from Bree Watman.
It's back to 8. They're doing their best, but when they do their best, someone from Bendigo comes up with a big play. And here's another one. Great pass by Cassidy McLean.
Oh, she went left, right, and then found the cutting McKay. It's back out to 10. Turner looking for something in the pass. He goes to Sheriff. She tries to bank it in. No good. Rebound McLean. Werung now, left side. Nothing behind Turner, so she tries to take on Turner. Draws the foul, makes the bucket. Big, strong basket from Abby Werung.
Yeah, tough basket. It was a real strong finish, and to get the and one as well. So every time we make a run, Aaron, Bendigo come up with a couple of big plays, so credit to them. That's why they're number 1 in the league.
That's just it. Abby Werung will head to the line. Hasn't had a prolific scoring night, but she'll not be a 6th, but she does have 10 rebounds to go along with it. As I imagine had her a quick breather, she's back into the game.
Yeah, quick 5 points there by Bendigo. Now it's back out to 13 with 4 minutes to go.
Again, as you say, Cobras really having to eke out their baskets. And then they'll just get blown by on the other end as Sheriff having to fade away. A couple of pieces of the ironing good. Lauren Sheriff scores. She's up to 29 with 19 boards at this stage. So big game from her as well. Imagine kicks out. Werung, right wing. That one goes long. Booth and Watman have to decide who's going to rebound that. Booth comes up with it. She looks to take on Wilson. Gets past, puts it up off the board, but that was a little too hard off the board. And now Wilson coming down. She kicks out to McLean. Extra pass to Werung. Now it's Magin. She's got Turner ahead of her, so she'll slow things down. Still 10 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work with. Magin gets under the hoop, kicks it out. Cassidy McLean for 3. Back iron, no good. Feels like another chance to get it back within single digits again. Watman looking for something ahead of her to pass to. Turner, Watman. She pulls up, lefty jumper, runners around and goes in, and I don't know if Bree Watman's pulled up too healthy after that one. She's kind of hobbling back up the court a bit. Still 9 points, 2:35 left in this one. The Cobras need stops if they're going to be able to be competitive here. And Magin, that's the shooter's roll. And if anyone's earned that for this game, it's Tess Magin. She's up to 37. The Cobras call timeout. And they're going to try to discuss how to eat up 12 points in 2.5 minutes.
A great little 2-man game there between Megan Mackay and Tess Magin, and again going underneath the on-ball screen. to someone with a hot hand and has been hot all night.
She'll make you pay. She's 5 of 12 behind the line now. So again, a prolific scoring night from Madgen, who's approaching 40.
The Coppers have been right there in this half. You know, they outscored Bendigo by 1 in period 3, and right now Bendigo have outscored them by 1 in this period. So it's been a tight hustle, but Kilsyth just can't get past that 8-point barrier, unfortunately.
And that's it. I mean, the only real difference, if you go the quarter-by-quarter scores, the second quarter Bendigo outscored Kilsyth 26-15, and that's, give or take, that's basically the deficit at the moment. So it only really takes one decent scoring run to be able to win a game, and it may have been a second quarter run by the Braves that saw that happen. So again, the reset of the game, 2:26 left in it. It's Bendigo by 12. Kilsyth have possession. They need quick points and they need plenty of stops. Watman looking to do the first part of that equation. Gets it out to Young. Passes up the shot. Gets into the hoop. She has to kick back out. No one home. And turnover as Young got into the hoop, which she's able to do so well. The defense converged, but the pass just didn't quite make it out to Scherf in time.
Yeah, no, disappointing coming out of the timeout, not getting a shot up. Coach Lowe won't be happy about that. It's important if you throw up a play that you at least get a shot up, an opportunity, especially when you're down.
Wilson finds McKay now. The defense from Young, she tried to stay in front. Megan McKay put the post move on and it was game over down there. So speaking of game over, that may be the dagger that finally puts Kilsyth to rest here as Watman tries to negate it immediately. It comes off the back of the rim. Turner got a hand to it, but Wilson picks up the crumbs. To Madgen, she's got the McKay screen looming to her right, but she waves it off. Now Turner goes right up to the ball. The screen eventually comes, and then Madgen gets herself open. The foul committed by Nikita Young, trying to get to the spot before Madgen, and the block is called. It will be a baseline ball as Madgen hits the deck. I'm kind of going to this one hoping that we don't injure an opal at this point, but we'll see. Madgen's up and she's about, so I think she's shaking that one off. So minute 30 left, 14-point game. The 12-1 girls looking to mop the court down that end. They're currently, without trying to put the moz on anyone, they're currently very successful 12-1 girls, Mark.
Yeah, they're undefeated in 2 seasons. Oh my God.
Yeah. Wide open. Oh, that's 40 for Madgen. That's 40. It'll be Watman down the other end. Going to use the Scherf action and eventually gets into it. She's got to kick it out to Booth. She puts up the 3 and then that's good as well. So Georgia Booth picking up a couple of triples in this last quarter. That puts her up to 12 points on the night. And again, we're back out to 16 now. Now, it's funny because Booth's picked up the foul here. I've really enjoyed watching her and Kelly Wilson go at it. They've been all over each other at either end of the court. And the rest, I think, have had to step in and now and be like, all right, well, that's probably enough of that.
Yeah, Georgia really plays an aggressive game and she enjoys the tussles against her opponent, and especially anyone that's a seasoned veteran, and she really wants to take it at them.
Wilson has to get it into Mackay now. Booth having a front Mackay. Mackay kicks it out. Wilson extra pass test. Madgen. That one's back iron, no good. Now Booth trying to box out Mackay. I think she went a little too hard with it. She'll pick up number 5. So Georgia Booth is about to have a seat. Again, a tussle underneath trying to get open, but Booth picks up number 5. She will sit down as Haberfield will come in to replace her with 45 left in it. And given the loose ball situation, that will send Megan McKay to the line for 2. So Megan McKay on the season about 70, shade over 70%. Makes her first. She's on the one of the many Braves who's also on the Spirit list, so she'll be in action for Bendigo when the WNBL season starts in a couple of... it starts soon, doesn't it? It's October, I think.
Yeah, both leagues are starting this year in October, as per normal. So COVID free.
Oh, love to hear it. McLean picks up a little soft one as Turner lost her footing. Third team foul. McLean just, I think she got a knee to the thigh there as well, so she's going to have to walk that one off. And it's a fourth team foul, pardon me. So both teams in the bonus for what it's worth. 1 minute, right side lefty jumper's no good. Haberfield just whips the ball out of Abby Warehung's hands on the rebound attempt. Now it's Lotes on the left side. She puts up a three. Isis Lotes looking to finish the season strong. Big three for her. Wilson now, she's got a couple of defenders there. She's got Turner to deal with, but Turner commits a foul and trying to stay in front. So to the line will go Kelly Wilson. So for the Braves tomorrow, they head to Ballarat to take on the Miners. The Miners are looking to stay in finals contention. They're currently in at the moment, but there are teams nipping at their heels. For the Braves, they, depending on how Ringwood go, they need to win to basically stay in front at this stage. I think that's the situation anyway, as Wilson makes both. She made both. I wasn't even watching the first one.
Yes, she did.
Yep, thank you.
But 96 points is just too much to give up at home, and credit to the Bendigo Braves. Have done a fantastic job down the offensive end.
Not they ever.
Shot the ball at 47% tonight, and Megan McKay and Cassidy McLean have certainly had good second half.
Haberfield picks up the illegal screen there, trying to set up her teammate in Scherf. McKay went right into her, but wasn't quite still at the time, so offensive foul. 8 seconds, I imagine that this one will just be dribbled out at this point, although Bendigo do maybe need the percentage, so they might even go for this. Kick it out, it'll be McLean, that won't count anyway. So the Braves come into Kilsyth and they do the job well. They finish 15-point victors, 96 points to 81 behind the... I can't know, what sort of word do we use to describe the hotness of the shooting of Tess Madgen? She had 40 in the end and just dominated this one.
Yeah, 40 at 50%, and six threes at 42%, and plus 8 assists and 3 rebounds. That's a pretty good night out. But you expect that from an Opal playing in the NBL 1. You know, she is ably assisted by Megan McKay, who had 17 and 8 rebounds, but she also shot the ball at 78%. So